The Bears are led by head coach Kim Parsons, assistant coach Brooke Islet, assistant coach Alyssa DeLorme, and student coach senior Natalie McGuinn. Athletic trainer Nicole Schultz. And now, your Westchester University Golden Rams. First, we have freshman Riley Morada, senior Natalie Marshall, sophomore Hannah Shelton, fifth-year senior Lily McFarland, junior Anna Lacey, senior Kate Allen, freshman Emma Grace Kelly, senior Christina Rodriguez, senior Bridget Sullivan, freshman Tatum McGuinn, sophomore Corinne Brewer, fifth-year senior Caroline Cascadi, senior Jordan Coleman, junior Sarah Stewart, junior Melina Enriquez, freshman Maddie Espinosa, senior Shannon Carroll, sophomore Catherine Lyden, junior McCartney King, freshman Catherine Keener, sophomore Lydia Stoner, and junior Kara Bargo. The Golden Rams are led by head coach Apar Cordova and assistant coach Stephanie Stevens. At this time, we please ask that you rise and are able for the playing of Lift Every Voice, followed by the national anthem.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Westchester University Gymnastics Pink Meet against the Ursinus College Bears. My name is Tiara DeTommaso. I'm a Golden Ram alumni from the class of 2023, and I am so honored to be here with you all today alongside Kelsey.
Everyone, I'm Kelsey Boychuk, former Simpson College assistant coach, and I'm also very excited to be joining you today.
All right, let's dive into our competitors today. Starting on vault is the home team, the Golden Rams. They're going to be led by head coach Barbara Cordova in her 17th season at WCU and assistant coach Stephanie Stevens in her 8th season at WCU, both of which were awarded for their accomplishments as coaches last season. Coming off a tri-meet win at home last week where they scored their season high of a 192.8, the Golden Rams are looking to capitalize on another home meet since national qualifying scores are coming into play very soon. There were various standout performances from the Rams last weekend, including those from Emma Grace Kelly and Caroline Cascadden, which earned them GEC Newcomer of the Week and Specialist of the Week, respectively. In addition, Lily McFarland earned a new career high on floor with a 9.875. Moving on to bars, starting there will be the away team, the Ursinus Bears, led by head coach Kim Valenti in her 7th season as head coach, who is assisted by coaches Brooke Heilich in her 3rd season and Alyssa DeLorme in her 2nd season with the Bears. The coaches are also joined by senior Melee Ricky, who has been acting as a student coach this season. Ursinus is coming off of a season where they placed 5th as a team at NCAA East Regionals and had 2 gymnasts qualify to the NCAA National Championships. The Bears are looking to build on their strong 2024 season. Last week, they took 2nd at a quad meet against 3 of their fellow NCAA East opponents. There, they scored their season high of a 188.45, bringing their average season score to a 187.206. Before we start, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge the importance of the pink meet. Today, the gymnasts commit to compete in honor of those who are battling or have battled against breast cancer. Sue Weldon, former WCU Gymnastics alum and founder of Unite for Her. Unite for Her provides integrative therapies, services, and other resources for patients in the United States diagnosed with breast cancer and ovarian cancer at no cost to the patient. In addition, we would like everyone to keep an eye out for Day of Giving, which is approaching on March 7th. Links and information will be available on WCU Gymnastics social media. Our goal is to have 50 donors and reach a total of $5,000. Last year's donations were used towards a brand new floor carpet, which is being used for the first time in this meet. Lastly, we would also like to thank our sponsor, Synergy Gymnastics, for their ongoing support. Because of their generosity, we were able to make this event possible. All right, let's get into it.
Yara, while we still have a few minutes of warm-up, what do you think some of these teams, specifically these 2 at this meet, will be looking for today at this point of the season?
So at this point in the season, these teams really want to start to build up their scores because, like I mentioned, national qualifying scores or NQSs are going to come into play, I believe, next week. And those are going to factor in to their postseason qualifications. So they kind of want to start hitting their stride, building up those larger scores so that they can have as high of an NQS as possible.
For Ursinus, at the bars will be Lauren Coleman, AJ Jackson, Lucy Gilmartin, Megan Matatucci, Aaron Rowe, Kylie Virginia,
Head coach Valenti from Ursinus has mentioned that the Bears had a little bit of a tough time on bars the past 2 weekends, so they're really just looking to get out there and just have some confidence on this event and do what they know they can do, what they've proven to themselves they are capable of during training. Kelsey, how important do you think first rotation performances are for these teams?
Yeah, I would say your first event is as important, if not the most important out of all the events. You want to start off strong, you want to get confident and know that you can hit the rest of the meet. Even though there may be mistakes made, it's going to be important for these teams to just continue fighting and have a memory of a goldfish for the rest of the meet.
I completely agree. You definitely want to start off right in that meet. It just really helps with your confidence moving into the other events. Now, in this meet today, teams are allowed to have 2 exhibition gymnasts on each rotation. So they put up 6 to compete, 5 scores count towards the team score, and then you're allowed 2 additional exhibition routines. These routines do not count towards your scores. However, they are very beneficial for putting these girls in that competition environment and seeing how they would perform.
I would say as many routines as you do in the gym, there's nothing that can compare to the actual feeling of competing. So these exhibition routines are really awesome for these girls.
It looks like our 4-minute touch is wrapping up, and these gymnasts will begin competing very soon. Starting up first for Westchester on vault is going to be senior Bridget Sullivan, and up first on bars is going to be Lauren Coleman.
Nice stuck your chinkle layout for the vault. That's an awesome starting routine for Westchester. Lauren up on the bars.
Starting with a shaposh there. Into a straddle back.
Just that step on the dismount. These are 2 really strong routines for the start of this meet.
Yes. I also love that she does a shaposh for that first skill. They did devalue a Maloney, so doing a shaposh instead is going to help her get that extra bonus that is needed to get that 10-0 start value. And that was Lauren Coleman on bars. You might recognize the last name. On Westchester, we do have Jordan Coleman. She is a senior. They are sisters. Very fun to be able to compete against the sister in NCAA. On vault here, this is Cara Vargo.
Another nice Pachinko layout.
Bridget's score came in at a 9.45 on vault. like they're still judging Lauren Coleman's routine. Sometimes waiting before you compete is a little difficult. Kelsey, do you have anything you want to mention about that?
No, I was just gonna say it's kind of like icing the kicker in football. It makes you a little nervous before you go, but she's got her teammates cheering her on there, so she looks pretty confident to me. We have our third Yurchenko layout on the vault. These are really nice landings from the Rams.
Kara's score came in with a 9.4 for her Yurchenko layout as well. I know there's a lot of teams dealing with injuries at this point in the season. So dealing with that, learning to manage that, knowing when you need to sub someone in is very important. Maddie Espinoza for Westchester was not originally in lineup today, but she jumped into that vault lineup and put up a great Yurchenko layout for them. Very impressive to do. Up next, this is freshman Riley Harada on vault with a Yurchenko layout full. This is a big vault for the Rams.
And she finds that stick. That was awesome, especially coming from a freshman.
Yeah, she was a very strong addition to their vault lineup. Lauren Coleman's score finally came in with a 9.475. Up next on bars, this is AJ Jackson. Hip hop straddle back.
Nice bar routine, just those few steps on the dismount, but after waiting that long, impressive to put that up.
Yeah, and she definitely had a great fight on that landing, like you said. I love the kip hop in the beginning of her routine. I don't think people realize how difficult of a skill that is. It looks so simple, but it really just brings that flow into the routine and is actually extremely difficult to do. Up next on vault, this is junior McCarthy Keene. She will also be doing a Yurchenko layout.
Nice. These are solid vaults from the Rams. They're having a really great first rotation.
Riley Harada's score came in at a 9.575 for the Rams. And last up for the Rams on vault is going to be sophomore Corinne Gruber.
Another clean Yurchenko layout.
mentioned before, injuries are definitely a tough thing to deal with at this point in the season. Coach Valenti mentioned that their current record holder for the uneven bars is out with a shoulder injury that she has had since mid-January, and so they were hoping to get her into the lineup. It looks like she's not, or actually she is. She is going to be their anchor, so hopefully her shoulder is feeling well and she's able to put up a good routine for the Bears. This is sophomore Lucy Warburton.
Lucy's looking strong through this routine. A little short on that last handstand. Blind full into the double tuck. It looks like she fought for that stick. She might have moved her foot a little bit, but a really nice fight for Lucy.
Kelsey, how important are hitting those handstands? You mentioned her last handstand was a little bit short. What does that mean?
Yeah, so we're looking for a handstand on top of the bar within 10 degrees. That handstand looked a little short to me from this angle, but the importance of hitting your handstands can mean the difference of 3 to 5 tenths just in that one routine. So if you think about, every girl probably has at least 3 handstands in their routine. Not hitting those can be detrimental to a score.
I completely agree. And this is that point in the season where those tenths really do matter. You want to be going for those handstands. You want to be going for those tuck landings because you don't want to give anything away.
This is when the details matter.
Yes. At the beginning of the season, you're kind of just trying to get out there, hit your routines, and then at this point in the season, you're really trying to perfect them.
At this point of the season, how important is it to keep yourself healthy, and kind of what are these girls doing to do that so that they remain healthy for the rest of the season?
It's so important. Healthy meaning you are avoiding illnesses and avoiding injuries. I know a lot of these teams right now are dealing with those winter illnesses, just cold and flu season really hitting hard. Some people are sick. And so you really want to make sure that you are staying hydrated, you are fueling your body, making sure you're getting enough to eat, making sure you're getting enough to sleep. and doing all of the rehab that is necessary to keep your body and joints functioning.
And I would even venture to say, you're probably trying to take care of yourself outside of the gym more than inside.
Oh, yeah. You kind of go into the gym at this point and you're on autopilot. You know what skills you're doing. You know your routines. You just need to trust yourself. As long as you're feeling good, you can perform good or perform well.
I like seeing the coaches and teammates dance around in the background, keep the mood light.
It's very important when they're waiting for their routine to start. It looks like they might be having a judges conference. Can't see the one judge at her seat. And you just really want to keep the energy up. You want to stay in that mindset. And everyone around you hyping you up, dancing around, singing with the music, that's keeping you energized as well. They did crack down a bit on the judging this season. So the judges are now being judged, and that's kind of factoring into them being more particular about these scores and being a little stricter. All right, up next, this is senior Megan Matucci.
That was a really nice first handstand from Megan. Clear hip to the overshoot, right to that toe catch. And another really nice handstand from Megan. These are sharp handstands. Go on for off. Fought for that dismount, just to hop in a little step, but that was a really great routine.
Like we were talking about, she really nailed those handstands. She did not give those away at all. I would argue she just had a little bit too much power on that dismount. But with that dismount, it's really easy to give it a little less than what you need and sit it down. So going a little bit over is probably beneficial. I love the breast cancer ribbon on the back of their t-shirt. It is so good, so nice when these girls can compete for a cause that is bigger than themselves.
We have hamburgers over there if anyone, or right there if anyone wants them.
And I think meets like this, cause meets especially, just kind of form a sense of community and bring everybody closer.
Like we mentioned before, a former WCU gymnastics alum. Her name is Sue Weldon. She was the founder of Unite for Her. Unite for Her does amazing work for women who have breast cancer and ovarian cancer. And I feel like any gymnast on the Northeast Coast knows about the Pink Invitational, which they normally hold in Philadelphia in the Philly Convention Center. And it's a great fundraiser for Unite for Her. I remember competing at it when I was in club gymnastics, and it was always so much fun.
On the floor.
Sounds like we were getting a little concert while we're waiting.
Got it. What's 8 on the clock? This is 6, 7, 8. 8. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ian, I don't know how to say how much I know you this way. 8. If you're looking at me.
It's always kind of funny to hear the variations in music at different meets and whoever's on music, the different teams and what they play. All right, up next for the Bears is going to be sophomore Erin Rowe. She has been named NCGA East All-Around Gymnast of the Week in week 4 of this competition season. So she is capable of putting up those big routines, and I'm really excited to see what she's going to do on bars today.
I'm also excited to see Erin, and I believe her season high this season was a 9.625, so definitely capable of putting up a big score for the Bears. Nice correct handstand. The beautiful ginger.
I love the squeeze legs on the ganger.
Yes, he is not letting those feet come apart. Nice last handstand.
Really swinging these giants around.
Yeah. Beautiful double A, just one step back. That was an awesome routine from Erin.
Fantastic with her form.
She made that look like a walk in the park.
Especially with those gangers where you're releasing, flipping, and twisting all at the same time, and just really kept those legs completely squeezed together. Very impressive to see.
So Erin will start from a 10.0 with that routine. That first release move is actually a requirement that we didn't see from a couple of the previous ones, so that is great for the Bears.
Yes, with that single bar release. As well as an E-level dismount. Very difficult. Looks like we're gonna have another judges conference.
We kind of talked about keeping up the momentum throughout each routine when these conferences are happening. So how does a team like Westchester, who's been done with their first event for a little bit, keep up that momentum going into the second event?
They are definitely trying to stay in their own bubble right now. A lot of the time, these teams don't really like to see or watch the other team and see how they're doing. They like to focus on themselves. And I know Westchester has a big focus on that. It's something they like to call the Ram bubble. So they're definitely in the back somewhere trying to mentally prepare for bars.
Kylie on the bars now. Another huge release. Nice. Straddle Jaeger straight to the overshoot. Back up to that high bar. Nice cast handstand. And gearing up for the dismount, which is actually a really unique dismount. Nice. It was a blind to, I believe, a 1.5 twist off. So that was awesome to see.
She is the current Ursinus record holder on this event, and they weren't sure if she was going to be able to compete today. Again, she had that shoulder injury. She's been kind of not competing, trying to heal that injury, and being out there today, hitting that routine. I'm sure she is just over the moon right now.
And we can see why she's the record holder on this event.
I love seeing those unique skills, that dismount being one of them. Ursinus also with the toe on front off dismounts. Those aren't super common in NCAA either. So loving to see that today. So those were the 6 gymnasts for Ursinus that will count towards their team score on bars. They do have 2 exhibition gymnasts, so again, these will not count towards their team score, but it is great to see them in that competition environment because you just can't facilitate that in a practice. Up next, this is going to be sophomore Lily Sanders.
You can see that 9.675 from Kylie.
A great score for the Bears.
All right, nice Maloney. Feet just a little separated, but she went straight back to the overshoot. Back up to the high bar. These handstands are sharp. Blind full to double back and just a step back. It's like she fought for that dismount, and her teammates are very happy with that routine. Good for her.
That's going to be a great routine for them if they can get it into the lineup before the end of this season. Looks like her elbow is wrapped up, so probably coming back from an injury of sorts.
I love seeing exhibitions hit great routines because it just shows you how much depth and how strong a team can be, and you never know when something's going to happen, an injury or an illness. So it's awesome to see strong backup routines.
Here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna jump.
Definitely, those exhibition spots are key.
Team first. Okay, we're gonna do the thing to the other thing. Swing down. Go. Giant. It's gonna be so good. And we're gonna hold on, hold on. Good stuff.
Ursinus is going to have one final competitor on the uneven bars today. It's going to be senior Addison Tangway, last in the exhibition spot. She's been waiting a really long time, so I'm sure she's been trying to do handstands and jump up and down on the sidelines, trying to stay warm while she was waiting for all the other competitors to go.
It can be really difficult to wait that long and then have to go up and do any routine. So that's why they do the millions and millions of numbers that they do in practice. And I'm sure that she's practiced waiting before. So just half turn to a bail handstand, right to the toe catch, back up to the high bar, gearing up for the dismount, solid double tuck just to step back. That was a quick and easy routine, but she made that look really nice.
Yeah, very nice form. Great last routine on the uneven bars for the Ursinus College Bears. All right, wrapping up the first rotation, Westchester with a 47.325 on vault, and Ursinus with a 46.925 on uneven bars. For Westchester, that big score there was Riley Harada with a 9.575 on her Yurchenko layout full. The Ursinus Bears, their high scores were from... I think the names might be a little off here, but that's okay. They were from Erin Rowe with a 9.65 and Kylie Ruggiero with a 9.675. And Ursinus did mention that they had it tough on bars the past 2 weeks, so them going out there and hitting 8 for 8 is absolutely fantastic. And this was a great start for both teams.
Yeah, I think that was a really strong rotation from both teams, and I'm excited to see the rest of the meet.
So now the teams are going to flip-flop. So Westchester is going to go to the uneven bars, and Ursinus is going to go to vault.
You can take it over. Whatever you want.
So right now we're in that 2-minute transition period. So the gymnasts get 2 minutes where they're not allowed to touch the equipment, but they're allowed to transition from one event to the next. So they can't do gymnastics on the equipment, but they can set the equipment. So they can set the mats, they can set the vault table, they can set the bars if needed. Just really be prepared so that their 4-minute touch, they can just get in, get out with what they need to do to be ready to compete.
Yara, we kind of talked about the 4-minute touch. What do you think's the most important thing during those 4 minutes?
So, for people unfamiliar with gymnastics, before we start this broadcast, before we start competing, the gymnasts get 15 minutes to warm up on their event. And then when they come back around, they get this 4-minute touch before they compete. So, this 4-minute touch is absolutely crucial to get them back into the mindset of this event, for them to do whatever they need to do before they can hit a routine. For a lot of gymnasts, this stays the same. They always have the same turns, and it kind of just doesn't vary. That's just what they need to be ready to compete.
That's the end of the first rotation. Gymnasts, please move to the next event. Your second rotation, your 4-minute touch will begin in 2 minutes.
Something fun I love to see from these teams are their banners that they make. You can see them in the background of vault. They're hanging up on the wall. This is something really common for the teams in GEC and NCGA. I'm not sure how common it is outside of those two conferences, but I think that it's really fun to do. Being a gymnast at Westchester, making the banner and just being part of it with the team, it was part of team building. And it was just a super fun activity that we would do before season started.
After rotation 1, Westchester leads with a score of 47.325 and Ursinus with a score of 46.925.
All right, their 4-minute touch is starting.
Kind of like you mentioned before, this is usually only 1 to 2 turns, depending on the athlete, just to, get their body moving and get back in the mindset of the event that they're about to compete.
Part of the stuff that factors into how many turns they're able to get is not just how quickly the gymnasts that are competing are moving, but also the gymnasts that are moving the mats, setting the board, setting the vault table. These people are key for this as well. Every single person on this team, even if they're not on the equipment, they have a job, and that job is equally as important as the person on the equipment.
Tatum McGuinn, Coleman,
Sandra Thiels just walked by the camera. She was the head coach of WCU Gymnastics when the current head coach was a gymnast on the team. She is still super involved and loves to come to all of the meets, and it's just really great to see alumni coming back. You can hear Westchester when they have a gymnast in the air doing their dismount. You hear them say, "Go, Rams!" And it's go when they're in the air and Rams on the landing. Just something fun that the team likes to do.
It's always fun to see and hear teams carry out the traditions that have been there for probably longer than most of them were born. So it's kind of cool.
Definitely. Especially with like cheers and chants as well that they do before they march out. You have no idea how long before you those have been what's been said. All right, the 4-minute touch is now done, so these gymnasts are going to start competing very shortly on these events. First up for Westchester on bars is going to be junior Cara Vargo, and first up for the Bears on vault is going to be senior Maddie Zimmerman. So we were talking about looking for those handstands on the uneven bars. Kelsey, what's something that we're looking for on vault?
Yeah, I would definitely say good landings, clean feet together, just being confident in that vault and not giving up any steps or hops at the end. We're seeing a strong first bar routine for the Rams. Heading into that dismount. Toe on to a double tuck and just a small step forward.
Good routine to start for Westchester on bars. Cara working to upgrade that dismount eventually, instead of a toe hand, doing a stalder into it, which would increase her start value.
Have our first vault gearing up for the Bears. Uchenko layout, just one step back. I would have liked to see a little less pike in that layout, but it was a clean vault and a good landing for the first vaulter for the Bears. How important is that leadoff routine, Tiara?
That leadoff routine is extremely important because it sets the stage for the rest of the rotation. Like we were talking about having a good first event so that you can continue to build, it's the exact same thing. You want to have that good first routine so that each gymnast afterwards can just fuel off of your energy and continue to hit great routines. Head coach Barbara Cordova was giving McCarthy Keene a little pep talk there before her routine, just reminding her things she might need to hear, cue words, and just helping her prepare for that routine and get in that mindset. Up on vault here is AJ Jackson for the Bears.
Another Yurchenko layout. It's a hot back on that landing, but she controlled it really well.
Really showing off her power on vault there. AJ did compete on the bars. Sometimes it's difficult going from an event like bars where you're kind of more focused on the fluidity of your skills than straight to vault, which is more power based, kind of a different approach to the event. McCarthy Keene gonna open up with a blind change to a Jaeger.
Unfortunate fall. It looks like she was just a little under the bar when she tried to grab it, but that's okay.
Yes, on those single bar releases, it's really important to be at the level of the bar or a little bit higher when you're going to catch so you don't have as much downward momentum pulling you down. McCarthy looking to have a strong finish on this routine and not give anything else away because you never know if your routine is going to have to count.
The Yurchenko layout on the vault for the Bears. And she finishes up with a nice dismount, blindfolded double tuck. So besides that fall, that was a great routine.
Kelsey, how hard is it to get back up after a fall early on in the routine?
Yeah, it can definitely be defeating, but you know that's what you practice for, and she knows that her teammates have her back, so no biggie. Forget about it and move on to the next routine.
Caravargo in that first routine for the Rams, score came in at a 9.35. Maddie Zimmerman for the Bears on vault with a 9.275, and AJ Jackson with a 9.375. Up next on vault, I believe, is Michaela Duffy. Looking for a big vault here. And they got it.
Nice. Yurchenko tuck full. Just a small little hop back on the landing. She had great distance on that vault.
On bars, this is freshman Riley Harada. Looking for a strong routine.
Nice Pikachev. Right over that high bar, and then straight to the bail handstand. Nice handstand on top of the high bar, blind pull to a double tuck, and fought for that stick. She might have moved her foot a little bit. That's really impressive coming from a freshman after a fall, so I love seeing that. It's great for Westchester.
Another Yurchenko tuck full for the Bears on vault. Michaela Duffy with a 9.625. That is a big score for them. Vault that just went, that was Sydney Schreiber. Riley giving a pep talk to the next gymnast up on bars, Tatum McGuinn. passing on that energy, telling her what she needs to hear if she's ready to nail this routine. And last up on vault for the Bears is Erin Rowe. She is their current vault record holder.
She is also actually the first Ursinus gymnast in program history to compete a 1.5 in the vault. I don't know that she's doing it today, but it's still exciting to see. And that is just a gorgeous Yurchenko pull in the layout position. I love seeing these freshmen and sophomores from both programs come in and just immediately make an impact. It's cool to see, and it just shows how strong these teams could potentially be in the future.
Something I love about Tatum's routine is just the routine composition. The order that she does her skills is very unique in compared to what you would typically see. Starts off immediately.
High bar.
Single bar release. Couldn't quite hold on. Looked like she didn't get her dowel over the bar.
So unfortunately with that fall, Westchester is going to have to count a fall. We're looking for her to finish off this routine strong in case her score has to be the one that counts. Really nice dismount to finish off that routine. It's unfortunate to see the falls, but that is also just part of the sport, and these girls know that, so they'll get back into the gym next week, work on it, and then try again next week. It's always just about beating yourself.
If there is one thing that gymnastics teaches you, it is how to get up after you fall. In a sport with such a small margin of error, it just really helps you build up that character and come back stronger than before.
What do you think coach is telling the next athlete, especially after a rotation with 2 falls already?
I'm sure she is just trying to get Melina to clear her head and remind her of her cue words. Those words that are going to help her lock in and focus on the skills she's doing, not thinking about what's already happened, what the gymnast before her had done, and just focusing on putting up a routine that she knows she can hit. At the end of the day, some of these gymnasts, the back of the lineups, aren't watching the girls that are going in front of them. They might not necessarily know what's going on. So this is junior Melina Ringus.
Nice clear hip. To a ginger, she holds on.
Yeah, she looked a little bit far from that bar.
I think her hand might have slipped in that overshoot, but no fall. She's still fighting. She finds that last handstand and she gears up for the dismount. And a beautiful double A with just the slightest little step back. So that was a really, really great routine for Westchester.
She was putting in the work. She kept fighting until the end of the routine. Very impressive. Really reached to catch that ganger. Again, that hand slip on the chute, but she made sure her feet didn't touch the ground. Jordan Coleman up next, scraping a little bit of chalk off the bar before she goes.
I believe Jordan, correct me if I'm wrong, has a career high of a 9925 on this event.
Yes, she did get that last season at a meet at Maryland. She is the current Westchester bar record holder with that score, and she is also the reigning USAG national champion on this event. So she is very capable of putting up an amazing routine with a very high score.
Nice. And so this is definitely an athlete that you want in that 6th spot.
Looks like we're having a judges conference for Melina's routine, probably talking about the overshoot and what happened there. I'm sure the judges took off very different amounts for it, just trying to meet in the middle there.
We talked about that leadoff position being super important. How about the last position? How about the anchor spot?
I mean, every position in lineup is important, but I would argue that both the leadoff and the anchor are the more important spots. Being the anchor in a rotation, knowing, even if you don't know, but having falls ahead of you, you need to hit because you do not want to have to count another fall. And you just really want to go out there and hit that amazing routine, but you're feeling that pressure of everything that's happened before you. It's always funny to me how far back she starts before she mounts this routine. Really getting the steps in before she punches on that board.
Nice first handstand from Jordan. Right into that E release, the Jaeger straight to the overshoot. She's being aggressive. To the high bar, holds that last handstand.
Looking for a clean dismount here.
Nice. That was an awesome routine for Jordan.
Great finish for Westchester on those routines that are counting towards their score. They wanted a hit from Jordan, and they got a hit from Jordan. Again, you want that reliable person in your anchor spot. Up next is going to be senior Christina Rodriguez. Christina, unfortunately, she suffered a midfoot sprain just before season started, so she hasn't been competing. Her past few years on the team, she was a strong contender in the all-around position consistently in every meet. So they're really looking to get her back out there before the end of the season. I don't think she's doing a dismount in this routine, but I'm not entirely sure. But just getting back out there, putting her back in that competition environment, very important.
on rotation 3 though. Yo, I don't have it. I don't have it started or anything.
Blindfold to a nice pack. She has really pretty lines on this event. The toe catch to the high bar. It looks like she is slowing down, so not going to dismount. That was a beautiful routine.
Normally she would wrap that up with a full-in dismount. So another big skill, she does open up with that DD combination. The full-out dismount is an E-valued skill, but just great to see her back out there after having that injury happen right before season. So we are now halfway done with the competition. Westchester with a 93.975. Ursinus pulled ahead with a 94.45. Jordan Coleman on the bars with a very strong anchored routine, wrapping up that rotation with a 9.725. Beautiful routine from her. And Ursinus, we saw some really big vaults. We saw some Yurchenko layout full from Aaron Rowe and 2 Yurchenko tuck fulls, so great to see those higher start valued vaults in the lineup for Ursinus. Looking towards the third rotation, Westchester moving to the balance beam and Ursinus moving to floor. So it's going to be a fun second half of the meet. I am very excited for it.
Well, now that these two teams are halfway through their meet, what do you think they're both kind of looking for second half of the meet?
So Westchester definitely looking to come back from that rocky bar rotation. They did have to count a fall. They are hoping to come back on balance beam and really attack this event. Something very interesting about beam, people might think, oh, I need to hold back, I need to stay on the beam, but instead you really want to be aggressive. You want to attack those skills or you're more likely to fall. And Ursinus coming off of a nice vault rotation, a very strong bar rotation for them. They're definitely feeling the energy and they are going to bring that into this floor rotation with some high energy choreography and some big tumbling. Like we mentioned earlier, this is the first time we are using this new floor carpet, and it was purchased using the donation money from last year's Day of Giving. So please consider donating this year. Day of Giving is on March 7th, and the links and all the information is available on WCU social media. So just look up WCU Gymnastics and follow them, and you'll be able to hear and see information about that as it approaches. Christina Rodriguez, even without a dismount, looks like she got a 9.0. Very impressive.
Perfect! And then I'll take it off and someone who does good. Wait, everyone sticks their dismount, you know?
Again, we're in that 2-minute transition period, so the gymnasts are allowed to keep warm, do stuff on the side, but they are not allowed to be on that equipment doing skills.
I think both of these teams have done a really great job of fighting for their landings. So I'm really hoping to see some stuck dismounts on beam and maybe even on floor. So people tell me they're contagious, so we'll see.
That is often the word that you hear about things like stuck dismounts and handstands on bars, that they are contagious. And I do think that does play into it. You see someone else stick, you kind of fuel off of that, and you want to stick as well. And also, these gymnasts are just really training those landings all the time with landing drills for sticking, just trying to stick as much as they can in practice. And that is what translates into being able to stick in the meet. Kelsey, how do you think these gymnasts are managing their nerves on beam?
Yeah, I would say beam is obviously one of the most nerve-wracking events, but kind of like you mentioned before, just knowing that they've trained for this, they know how to do it, they need to trust their bodies, and also staying aggressive and just staying in their little bubble. I always think it's really fun to watch the athlete before they salute to compete, because every athlete is so different, and some of them like messing around, dancing around, talking. Some of them like having a serious talk with maybe a coach or another teammate, and some of them don't like being talked to at all. So I think it's always fun to see how that athlete is before they compete, how they get locked in.
Definitely. Everyone has their different little, I don't want to say superstitions, because it's not necessarily a superstition for everyone, but they do have those things that they like to do before they go.
It's kind of fun to talk about superstitions. Do you know any fun or weird ones that maybe the girls on Westchester have before meets?
Oh. A lot of people do have them. I can't think of any from anyone on the team currently, like right off the top of my head. The first person with superstitions that comes to mind is Madison Whitaker. She was a senior on the team last year, and this year she's been volunteer assistant coaching. You can see her roaming around on the floor, but she always had so many superstitions. She had to eat chicken noodle soup before every single meet. Like, it didn't matter where we were. she was found somewhere eating chicken noodle soup. And it was like, I don't even know where you got that. I think our 4-minute touch is winding down here, so the gymnasts will start competing very shortly. You're going to see those lineups, the girls that are competing, they're going to get into their little huddles, they're going to get little pep talks from their coaches. They might do a cheer and then they'll break and start competing. That just helps them get into that mindset again that we are looking for so that they can go out there, clear their mind, and do the routines that they know they can do. First up on balance beam for Westchester is going to be freshman Kat Keener. And first up on floor for the Bears is going to be senior Isabella Scarpetti. So the first half of this Westchester beam lineup is freshmen, and then the last half are going to be seniors, fifth-year seniors, and grad students. So you kind of have the new additions to the team going first, and then the oldies and the seniors wrapping it up, which is kind of a very interesting dynamic to see.
Her skill, the series front toss to back handspring, and that was nicely connected.
Hard to get that combination forward then immediately backwards.
She looks poised up there. She looks confident. You wouldn't even know she's a freshman.
On floor, Isabella opened up with a round-off double back. She had a lot of power, big hop back. And Kat with a fall. She couldn't quite hold on that leap jump combination. Again, like we were talking about, you still want to be aggressive on those skills. You don't want to hold back on anything on balance beam.
And a strong finish for their first beam routine.
Isabella ending her floor routine with a front full, front tuck combination pass. That was a great first floor routine for the Bears to start off their rotation. Next up on balance beam is going to be freshman Emma Grace Kelly. Emma Grace Kelly was awarded GEC Newcomer of the Week for her performances last weekend. So looking for some stellar performances from her again this weekend. Looks like they're gonna have a judges conference on floor. Emma Grace Kelly just saluted for her beam routine, so she's going to be starting now. She has fantastic artistry on both this event and floor exercise. She's very fun to watch. Acro series coming up. Looks like she had a little hop out of her first side aerial, so she threw in another one before doing that round off to make sure she had that acro requirement. Up on floor right now for the Bears is sophomore Ariana Ellis. Great first pass.
Here with that backwards element on the beam, that is a requirement, which is why you're seeing that, but not connected to anything else, just so she gets the requirement for that. And she sticks it, gainer full off the side.
You are required to get that forward, front or side, and then back element on the balance beam. Same thing on floor, you're required to have forward acro and backward acro. Ariana killing this floor routine right now, really showing her personality in this choreography. Another great routine for the Bears.
And after both of those routines, both teams have really good momentum going, so I'm going to be excited to see them keep that up for the rest of this rotation.
This is freshman Tatum McGuinn on balance beam with that very interesting, very fun back handspring mount right into that handstand. Very unique skill to do.
Switching to straddle quarter. She has beautiful lines as well on this event. An aerial to back tuck, solid series.
I love the different variations of acro series in these first three gymnasts on beam. Different than just seeing the typical back handspring layout step out that you would generally see from a lot of gymnasts in NCAA.
You're not good with dismount. Round off. 1.5. Small step forward. Great beam routine for the Rams.
The floor for the Bears is going to be Lucy. She is a sophomore. Looking for another big routine for them on floor.
Her teammates dancing with her on the side there as she gears up for the first pass. Huge double pike. Almost
Looks like
stepped
she
out of
knew.
bounds, but I think she saved it.
Yeah, looks like she knew exactly where that out of bounds was. And that tour jeté full, very difficult dance element to do properly and get all the way around. She did a great job with that.
Round off 1.5 punch front layout. I would have liked to see the layout a little higher and the 1.5 a little lower, but she makes it earthy and it's clean.
Throwing in that UC in the floor routine, showing some Ursinus pride.
Is up for the last pass. Front layout, front full, nicely done. I also appreciate the 3-pass floor routine. You don't see that much anymore this season, so good to see.
Yeah. Ever since those rule changes when teams realized they could fulfill all those requirements with 2 tumbling passes, you do see 2 tumbling passes a lot more now. All right, this is senior Natalie Marshall on balance beam.
Comes up with a nice straddle quarter. Now for the series. I can see layout solid. She did not move a muscle.
I love the flares in her finishes with her fingertips, really just emphasizing the fact that she did not move, like you said.
Atlee took that arrow, solid again.
Gearing up for the dismount here.
Nice. She sweep into Gainer Pike off the end, which is something I have never seen, so that's really unique, and she sticks it to top it off. That was a really awesome beam routine.
This is Erin Rowe on the floor exercise. So far, we have seen her in every event tonight, or today. Starting off with that double back.
Nice leap series, torsion full to wolf full.
Like you said, teammates in the background dancing along with the gymnasts on the floor. Something so fun to see in NCAA, just everyone actually loving and enjoying doing gymnastics.
Round off 1.5 punch front layout to a nice landing. And they are having fun on this rotation.
Some scores that came in, both Emma Grace and Tatum for Westchester with 9.65s on beam. Isabella opened up the Bears on floor with a 9.35. Ariana came in with a 9.5 and Lucy with a 9.45. Up next on balance beam here is fifth-year senior Caroline Cascadin. She was awarded GEC Specialist of the Week for her performances last week, so again, capable of putting up big routines here. Natalie Marshall with a huge score of a 9.8.
Nice standing layout, step out. Another skill that you don't often see. Chip sweep to straddle quarter.
Series coming up, looking to be aggressive on this as well.
Nice. Jump to a split 3/4. Actually very difficult, even though it may not look like it. You see solid on that.
A little overturned on that full turn there. Tried to cover it up with some choreography, but will probably still get a slight deduction.
Right to that stick, has to take a little crossover step in the front, but these are really, really good beam routines and could put up some big scores for Westchester, which is really exciting to see. Even though there was a mistake on the first routine, they're being confident and they're being aggressive, and that's literally all you can ask for, so it's awesome to see.
Yes, Westchester does have one more gymnast where their score will count. It will be grad student Lily McFarland. So again, they're looking to replace that fall in their opening spot so that hopefully they do not have to count another fall today. So if Lily is aware of what happened, she is definitely feeling the pressure, but knowing Lily, I know she does not watch whoever goes before her, so I'm not really sure if she knows that there was a fall in this rotation.
And Lily has a career high 9.875 on this event, so she is the perfect person for this 6th spot after this rotation.
On floor, this is junior Sydney Schreiber. Beautiful first tumbling pass.
Well, their choreography on floor, it's very unique and it's fun and it's engaging.
It is definitely drawing that crowd in. And you want that in your choreography. You kind of want to distract the judges a little bit from your mistakes and just have them enjoy your performance.
And Lily started off with a solid back handspring layout and then unfortunately fell on that side aerial, but she's going to keep fighting through the rest of the routine.
Unfortunately, now Westchester will have to count a fall on the balance beam, but hopefully they are able to wrap this routine up and still put up a score above a 9.0, even with a fall. Ursinus just killing it routine after routine on floor exercise, just continuing to bring that energy. They have one last gymnast on floor whose score will count towards their floor team score. That will be Megan Matucci. She's a senior. She has a current season high score of a 9.8 on this event. So again, very capable of nailing this routine and wrapping it up well for floor for the Bears. Sydney Schreiber with that huge floor routine earned a 9.725. That is a huge score for the Bears. And it was a beautiful, well-deserving floor routine.
Megan opening up with a huge double tuck to a really nice finish.
McCarthy Keene in the first exhibition spot on balance beam for Westchester.
Nice, nails that triple series, back handspring layout, step out. Megan headed into her second pass. Round off 1.5 front layout. Oh no, she has to take a couple steps back. Makes it to the ground, tries to cover it up with some dance. So not the routine Megan wanted, but that's okay.
And that's all right for the Bears. They did have 5 hit routines before that, so they will be able to drop that fall. McCarthy wrapping up her beam routine here, heading into the dismount.
Nice gainer pike. That was a great routine, especially for that exhibition spot, kind of like we talked about. She's definitely a solid contender for this lineup.
We will have one more exhibition spot for Westchester on the balance beam. This is going to be junior Anna Lacey. Anna was injured last year before season started, and she's been out since then on recovery. So I'm not sure what she's doing today, but just really exciting to see her get back out there after so long of being on the sidelines and injured. And Ursinus has one exhibition spot for floor as well. It's going to be senior Daria Gregory. Like we were talking about before, every gymnast does their own things before they go on the beam. Anna was always one of those people that would be jumping and bouncing around before she got up on the equipment.
Comes up with the series aerial. He stays on. I'm not sure if the judges are being super picky, if they'll give her that connection or not. Her single backward skill, back handspring.
Gotta fulfill those requirements any way you can.
Nice switch side. A nicely done full turn. I know those look easy, but they can actually be really difficult for some girls, so it was well done. Nice. She also does the switch loop gainer pike off the end, and she finds that stick. So awesome routine.
So nice to see her back out there after being on the sidelines injured for so long. Again, on floor, this is senior Daria Gregory for Ursinus. Some fun floor music going on.
Front through to run up a handspring double full, finds that landing.
Very interesting.
On the floor there.
I was gonna say, very interesting placement of that sting mat.
Kind of in the middle, but that is not a deduction.
Pullback tuck skill she did there.
Nice Rudy stag jump for that second pass. He's having fun with this routine. I even see some people in the crowd clapping. That was a nice routine. That was very energetic and very clean tumbling.
She definitely knew how to bring the fun with that choreography there to wrap up the third rotation. All right, at the end of rotation 3, Westchester with a 191.975 and Ursinus with a 192.025. So again, Ursinus just slightly ahead of Westchester going into that last rotation. From Westchester on balance beam, we saw huge routines from both Natalie Marshall and Caroline Cascadin, putting up big scores of a 9.8 and a 9.7. On floor from Ursinus, that big routine that we saw was from Sydney Schreiber. She got that 9.725 with really clean, beautiful tumbling, choreography, and dance. So moving into the last rotation, we're going to see Westchester move to floor and Ursinus moving to balance beam.
transition from the energetic, powerful floor teams to beam can kind of be difficult. So, what do you think that this team or Sinus needs to focus on for their last event?
Ursinus needs to kind of shift that mentality from power and like bounciness and kind of switch it to aggressive and really finding your center of balance and your center of gravity and just nailing into those landings. On beam, you want to be super aggressive with your landings, pulling your arms down, making sure that you are sharp and you are focused. Ursinus definitely looking to just have a clean finish, hit their routines, because they have been super consistent all day and they definitely want to wrap up this meet in the same way. Westchester on floor, probably looking to bring up that energy, wrap this up with a hit rotation. They did have to count a fall in the last 2 rotations, so they're going to want to wrap this up in a nice, clean manner with hit floor routines.
All right, continue third rotation. Please report your on rotation. This rotation Westchester will be on the floor. Ursinus will be on the beam. Your 4-minute clock will begin in 2 minutes.
Kelsey, how fun is it competing floor on your own home turf?
It is fun. There's honestly nothing like it. It's always awesome to just perform in front of the crowd. And I think that honestly, sometimes it kind of takes the nerves away because you could be more focused on trying to engage the crowd with your routine than you are on like the actual gymnastics. And I think that's what makes it fun.
And it's just such a fun way to wrap up a home meet. playing the Eagles fight song. Westchester, located just about 45 minutes outside of Philadelphia, and Ursinus not too far away from Philadelphia either. I'm not sure exactly how far, but both schools pretty close, so I'm sure a lot of Eagles fans in the arena right now.
They are ready for tomorrow, I'm sure.
I remember, I think it was in 2023 because it was my senior year at Westchester, and we competed in UPenn on the day of the Super Bowl when it was, again, the Eagles and the Chiefs playing. They were playing in a different state though, so we weren't nearby the game, but Coach and Steph for Westchester, they both wore Eagles shirts during our warm-up. It looks like Lily McFarland's balance beam score went up from a 9.15 to a 9.2. So the team probably put in an inquiry form and was able to get back that extra half a tenth.
And that half a tenth, it may seem like a small amount, but at the end of the meet, especially because the scores are tied right now, that's going to matter.
Yes, and without that extra half a tenth, Ursinus was taking that slight lead. So these little things really matter at the end, like you said. So it looks like we're kind of just going into this last rotation at an even playing field. It's really just going to come down to how this rotation plays out to see who takes this win.
It always makes it fun when the meet is tied, but I don't know that any of the athletes are paying attention to that score. I think that's something that coaches really try to hone in on, is not paying attention to the score and just focusing on doing your best that you can in that moment.
I completely agree. I don't think that a lot of people are looking at those team scores right now, except the people that are writing down the scores, keeping track of them, and the coaches. They are probably blocking out that board on the wall as best as they can. So starting up first on balance beam for Ursinus is going to be Lucy. Lucy has a season high score of a 9.725 on this event, so she's going to be a great starter for the Bears on balance beam. And starting up on floor for Westchester is Lydia Stoner. This is going to be an exciting last rotation to see how it plays out.
With that front handspring Rudy, do a nice landing. And on the beam, Lucy fights for that series. Side arrow, back handspring, very difficult.
Extremely unique to see in NCAA. You normally want to shy away from those difficult skills, but when they're done and they're performed well, they are so fun to see.
Nice second pass on floor, 1.5, punch currently out. Both of these routines off to a good start. And Virtius finishes up on the floor. And Lucy finishes up on the beam. Just a small setback on that round off 1.5 dismount. But good routines for both teams.
What I loved about Lucy's routine is none of her skills were perfectly exactly on, but she fought for all of them and made sure that she gave away as little as she possibly could. And that's what you really just want to see from a gymnast, and you can't really ask for anything more than that. Not every routine is going to be absolutely perfect, but still going up there and minimizing those deductions is super important. Up next on floor exercise is going to be Corinne Gruber. She just switched around her floor tumbling. She exhibitioned last week testing out the new tumbling passes, and it looks like she has broken into lineup this week.
Impressive to switch around your passes this late into the season, but it's awesome to see that, and I'm glad. Beautiful Rudy's foot dump. It's working out for her, so there you go.
Lydia's score came in at a 9.675 to start off the Rams on floor.
Some beautiful leaps from Corinne. Gearing up for that second pass now. Round off 1.5 punch front tuck. It looked like she got a little loose out of that 1.5 and she might have stepped out of bounds, but she stayed on her feet. Another round off 1.5 punch front hike, and she sticks it.
Because the second salto in those two tumbling passes were different, that is allowed to be done. Having a little bit of a waiting game here on balance beam for the Bears, but we know they are able to deal with stuff like this based on how they performed on the uneven bars when they as well were waiting for quite some time. Next up on floor for Westchester will be freshman Kat Keener. And on balance beam, we're still waiting for that score for Lucy so that Erin Stubbs can start her beam routine.
Pat opening up with a beautiful front handspring double pull. That's actually an E pass. And well done second pass, round off 1.5 punch front layout.
Erin Stubbs starting her beam routine.
Third pass, front handspring Rudy. Very, very well done for a team for the Rams.
Erin with a very solid acro series, back handspring layout, step out, not a single wobble.
Fights hard to stay on the beam, but unfortunately has to take the fall out of that front toss. Solid split 3/4.
Trying to finish strong here after that fall.
Another stick sweep. Gainer pike off the end, right to that stick. Maybe a little defeated from that fall, but it was a great beam routine otherwise.
And she really made sure she didn't give anything else away. Again, she did nail that stick on her dismount. So that was fantastic for her. Up on floor, this is 5th year senior Caroline Cascadin.
We saw Kat score before that with a huge 9.825. Comes up with a double pike.
Quick turnaround into the second pass.
The handspring layout front full. She had a lot of momentum on that pass, but still finds the landing.
Beautiful jump combination. Last tumbling pass here.
Round off 1.5, punch front pike, and a very clean landing. That should be another huge score for the Rams.
Up on balance beam here, this is Ariana Ellis.
Wow, a round off back tuck. I don't think I've ever seen that on beam. Really well done.
This routine is so unique.
Unfortunately, another fall. That's doing a double full turn, which is a very hard skill to do, especially on the beam.
We were talking about how difficult it is to just do that single full turn and adding in a whole nother 360 rotation.
Yeah. She's still fighting through this beam routine.
I think the dismount is coming up here.
It's round off double full. Just a little short, has to step forward.
Tried to go for that stick, but that is a-okay. She still wrapped up the routine great after that fall. On floor, this is grad student Lily McFarland. She's going to open up with a difficult first tumbling pass, a front tuck through to a double back.
And very well done by Lily.
Might have got a little bit lost there.
I've been loving all of these floor routines from both teams.
Second and last tumbling pass coming up here.
Nice ending off with a huge double pike to a clean finish. Great job by Lily. So with those two unfortunate falls, the pressure is definitely on now for this beam lineup by the Bears. They just need to stay poised, be aggressive, be confident, and know that they can do it. Hopefully get a strong finish out of this beam rotation for them.
At this point in their careers, they have thousands and thousands of repetitions under their belt for all of these skills that they are performing. So they know that they can hit these routines. They just need to have that confidence to go out there and do it. Lily McFarland, another huge score for Westchester, a 9.825. And up here next on floor is freshman Emma Grace Kelly in the anchor position. She has very fun choreography. Again, we were talking about her artistry on balance beam. She really brings that to floor as well.
And front layout Rudy stands it right up. She is competing like a vet. Back touch split jump, fulfilling those requirements once again. Lay out front pull. into a switch ring, which is actually a really difficult leap pass.
Yeah, a switch half ring, even more difficult. Emma Grace really shows off her back flexibility in all of her jumps and leaps and dance elements on floor and beam. Up for Ursinus, this is Sydney Schreiber. Again, looking to get the Bears back on track after those falls earlier in the rotation.
Nice aggressive back handspring layout series, and she does not wobble on that. Another unfortunate fall on that switch half. Beam is a difficult event in and of itself, and ending on it is even more difficult. So it is unfortunate to see these falls, but it's just something that they take back to the gym next week and work on before the next meet. Her aerial tuck 1.5 dismount.
Nice finish for her routine. In the exhibition spot for Westchester on floor, this is senior Bridget Sullivan.
Nice Rudy sag jump. She looks like a very powerful athlete just through her tumbling and all her dance.
Having fun with her choreography here, closing out this meet, being the last competitor for Westchester today.
And front layout, front full for that second pass, stands it right up. Nice exhibition routine and great finish to this floor rotation for Westchester.
Up next here on balance beam is going to be sophomore Erin Rowe. I believe she was the only competitor to compete all 4 events today.
Nicely done full turn. Quickly switched it for the leap series. Very difficult, and she does it with no problem.
Acro series here.
Nice. Triple series by handspring layout, which is actually a bonus. Go, fights for that split 3/4. It's the slightest wobble. Looking out front full, small step back, and that is exactly the routine that the Bears were looking to finish on.
A good hit routine. That is just what they wanted to see. They will have one more competitor contributing to their team score, so hopefully looking to get rid of one of those falls. This will be senior Maddie Zimmerman.
Maddie opening with the after series, front aerial back handspring, solid.
She looks so comfortable up there.
Tuck 3/4. Solid once again. And a nice front toss to beat jump.
Beautiful.
Front aerial to scale, yes. He is breezing through this routine.
You can see why she is in the anchor position.
And sticks that dismount gainer plank off the end. She's happy, her teammates are happy. That was awesome.
Our final competitor of the night is going to be Lauren Coleman in the exhibition spot for Ursinus on balance beam. Madison Zimmerman with a huge score of a 9.825.
Very well deserved. That was an awesome routine. I was personally rooting for the 10, but I guess the 9.825 will do.
One judge did give her a 9.9, so very big score.
And if I am correct, I think that is her new career high, the 9.825.
It was a beautiful routine, definitely deserved it. Seems like it is on eval again, potentially because of those new rule changes. Any score above a 9.8, I believe, has to be within a certain range. But they still ended on that 9.825, still that huge score, very well deserved.
Didn't go with the back handspring layout. Has to take that fall. But that's okay because this is what an exhibition routine is all about. You're just getting up there, working on your nerves, and doing your best.
Switch leap pike jump, a jump you don't really see all that often.
Half the split jump. And gearing up for the dismount. Gonna tuck off your end. A little short of rotation. So maybe not the routine that she wanted, but like we said before, it's just an exhibition, and that's what it's all about, is getting up there and working on your nerves.
And with that, she was our final competitor of today's competition. On that last rotation, we had some huge scores from both teams. From Westchester, two gymnasts with a 9.825, and then Emma Grace Kelly got that 9.8. And from Ursinus, with a absolutely huge score, Madison Zimmerman with that 9.825. Gorgeous routine, extremely well deserved, especially after waiting such a long time and also coming back from those falls earlier on in the rotation. That brings us to our leaderboards for today. In first place for vault was Erin Rowe from Ursinus. In second place, Michaela Duffy from Ursinus. And in third place from Westchester, Riley Harada. On the uneven bars, in first place, Jordan Coleman from Westchester. And in second and third place, Kylie Ruggiero and Erin Rowe, both from Ursinus. On the balance beam, taking that first place with that big routine, Madison Zimmerman from Ursinus. In second, Natalie Marshall from Westchester. And in third place, Caroline Cascadin from Westchester. On floor exercise, tied in first place with 9.825s, both Kat Keener and Lily McFarland, and in third place with a 9.8, very close behind their teammate from Westchester, Emma Grace Kelly. In the all-around, we had one gymnast compete all four events from Ursinus. It was Erin Rowe, and she earned a score of a 38.575. And in the end, although we were tied going into that final rotation, Westchester pulled ahead with a 190.775, and Ursinus came in with a 188.9.
And I
Thank you.
believe that is their new team high score of the season.
That is great for them. Thank you so much for tuning in today and supporting. Be sure to follow WCU Gymnastics on Instagram and Facebook so you don't miss out on any of the information regarding the rest of the 2025 season. The Golden Rams are excited to compete at William & Mary next weekend on February 16th. One final thank you for joining me and Kelsey today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
Jenny, just don't stand up, all right?
Not bad. No.
My one buddy went straight out of high school and became a military police. And then he gained 50. He went to just sit in the community. Yeah, that's the joke. You guys got. They bring him in a room. They're like, all right, so you want me? You gotta do something for it. No, those are the jokes. They let a lot of.
All right, thank you for bearing with us. First, before we go into the award ceremony, we would like to call out the 50-50 winning number. Please get tickets out. The winning number is 610-5797. 610-5797. Congratulations. At this time, we'd like to do our 9.7 shirts. Today, joining the 9.7 club on bars, Jordan Coleman with a 9.725. For the bars, we have Caroline Cascadden with a 9.7. I'm sorry, beam. And we also have a 9.8 by Natalie Marshall. On the floor with a 9.8, Emma Grace Kelly. With a 9.825, Lily McFarland. And with a 9.825, Kat Keener. All right. Now for today's meet results, beginning with the vault. Finishing in third place from Westchester, Riley Harada with a 9.575. In second place from Ursinus with a 9.625, Michaela Duffy. And the winner on vault for Ursinus with a score of 9.7, Erin Rowe. On to the bars. We have in third place from Ursinus with a 9.65, Erin Rowe. In second place with a score of 9.675, Kylie Ruggiero. And the winner on bars with a score of 9.725 from Westchester, Jordan Coleman. On to the balance beam, we have finishing in third from Westchester with a score of 9.7, Caroline Cascadden. In second with a score with a 9.8 from Westchester, Natalie Marshall. Coming in first place on the beam from Ursinus with a score of 9.825, Madison Zimmerman. On the floor, we have in third place from Westchester with a score of 9.8, Emma Grace Kelly. We have a tie for first, both from Westchester with a score of 9.825, Lily McFarland and Kat Keener. Our all-around winner today comes from Ursinus with a total of 38.575, Erin Rowe. And finally, team results for today, coming in second place with a total score of 189, Ursinus College. And the winner of today's meet with a score of 190.775, Westchester University. Any of the young ones here at the meet want to do a meet and greet? We're doing that right after on the floor apparatus. That is it for today. Please drive safe and thank you for coming.